Hello everyone and welcome to Virtue Hub Tech. In today's video we will be taking a look at the Bimawen 16-inch QHD 144Hz portable gaming monitor that I picked up from Aliexpress. So first thing I can say is that this monitor does get pretty bright, with Bimawen claiming around 500 nits of brightness, and right now I do actually have it set to 70%. Inside the box, you do have a HDMI to mini HDMI cord, as well as a Type-C to Type-C, a power brick. I've got the EU one over here, and then it also comes with an additional Type-C to Type-C, which I'm using to power this monitor right now. And as you can see, you can have a video signal and power the monitor using just a single Type-C cable, as long as you've got a compatible device. It also comes with its own folio case. This is for protecting the portable display, especially if you want to use it as a portable display, take it with you. There you go. It does attach with magnets. So if I just grab this over here, I can just unplug it for now. Like so. And then there you go. This is well made. It's a nice feeling folio case. It's got like a leatherette feel to it as well. Or you can also just pick up a tablet portable monitor stand and then just use it like this. This is just a little alert that on the description on AliExpress, this monitor does state that it supports 120Hz through HDMI and then 144Hz through DisplayPort, or the Type-C DisplayPort Alt. I have tested the HDMI ports, or the mini HDMI port, on my PlayStation. It does not do 120Hz, it is stuck at 60Hz. And I have also tested the HDMI port on my computer, and once again, it does not support 120Hz through HDMI. It only does 60Hz. It does do 144Hz though through DisplayPort. I do have another monitor here as well. This one is from VChance, and this one does do 120Hz through HDMI and then 144Hz through DisplayPort. So I don't know what's going on here and why it won't support 120Hz through HDMI, but yeah, look, it's stuck at 60Hz. If you are looking to purchase this monitor, I will have an affiliate link in the description down below. Just clicking on that, even if you end up buying something else, really helps out the channel. I do have the display turned off now, and it is a matte display, so this is how it's handling reflection. I do have about a 60 watt, 70 watt studio lighting here, and it does handle reflections quite well. It's not a glossy screen. I do have a touchscreen from a display from VChance over here. This one has a glass screen, as it is a touchscreen panel. And yeah, you can see how much glare this gets compared to this one over here. This one's way more diffused over the mirror-like finish on this. Now, as I was showing earlier, you can power this using just a single Type-C cable, which is always nice to see, but you will need a compatible mini PC or laptop that supports Type-C power delivery, as well as DisplayPort out as well, to get this to work. Otherwise, you may need to use the separate power brick. As this portable monitor does get quite bright, you might be limited to the maximum brightness you can achieve using a single Type-C cable. Right now, with the monitor just plugged in, the brightness is defaulted to 20%. If I go into it, I can increase it. But once you go above around 70%, so once you start touching 80 or 93%, it just restarted. So what's happening over here is my mini PC, this one over here, it isn't able to provide enough power to power the monitor using just a single Type-C cable. Again, depending on your device, your limits may vary, but if you do want to run this at maximum brightness, so 70% won't be a problem, but if you do want to run it at 100% brightness, maybe you're using this indoors, then you do need to start providing it with some additional power. And this is only because this display gets really bright at around 500 nits. So there you go. Now I've got two Type-C cords plugged in. It is getting additional power, and the brightness is now set to 100%, and you can see it is a very, very bright display. Just going over the viewing angles, it does look like it's got a matte display with maybe a little bit of an anti-glare type coating, so it's not super reflective. and the viewing angles on this IPS display is pretty good. It is really good. Taking a look on the ports, on the right side you do have a headphone jack, and then you've got a on-screen display button as well as the power button. And then on the other side you've got two Type-C ports as well as a mini HDMI port. You've also got stereo speakers left and right, but don't expect these to be any good, but you do have the headphone jack as well. On the bottom you do have rubber feet, which is nice to see. And then you've also got a VESA mount on the back as well, so you can actually mount this onto a monitor arm or whichever mount you really want to use. The included folio case is a nice addition as well, and as I was showing earlier, it does just attach on with magnets. And if you are using the included folio case, you do get about 2 angles. And you can also go in between as well. The rubber feet really does help with the angle. The body is made out of aluminum, so it is a well-made body and it feels really rigid and durable, and it does have a slate-like appearance. You do get controls for adjusting the brightness, black levels, contrast, view mode and DCR, as well as aspect ratio, energy save. You've got color temperatures as well if you want to calibrate it or just mess around with that. And then you've got the language, and then HDR, auto power down, and FreeSync as well. And it is currently running at 144 Hertz. So net refresh rate, it is currently running at 144 Hertz on Ubuntu Linux. This is a really nice, well-made display. I can also show you the video playback. Sound quality isn't great, but the display,
as well as a Type-C to Type-C USB cable, and it also comes included with a HDMI to mini HDMI cord. This is also about 1 meter long. Then you've got the manual, and you've got the portable monitor itself. Right now I am using this with a single Type-C cable, so on compatible devices this will work just fine. So on the side you do have 2 Type-C ports, the mini HDMI port as well as up and down power and OSD and menu button. On the right you've got nothing. You do have a...
That was just a video of another portable monitor that I reviewed as well from a Zopa, and this one gets a lot brighter and it is also really, really well made as well, with plenty of ports. I did want to quickly show you PlayStation 5 support. So I am using 2 cables, but the single Type-C, so on the front of the PlayStation. I do have a single Type-C just powering the monitor, and then I've got the mini HDMI to HDMI cable at the back, and this is working just fine. I do of course have HDR enabled as well, as I know how great that looks. So 1440p, yeah, 1440p is working, but you do have these black bars at the top and bottom, as this is a 16:10 screen and PlayStation only supports 16:9. If you really wanted to, you can actually go into the on-screen display, and under aspect ratio you can change it to 16:10, and this would fill the whole screen so you don't have any more black bars, but it is stretching it, so it can make things look a bit weird. If you don't want HDR, you can also turn off HDR. And then you can turn off HDR in here as well. And this will give you control over the brightness, so this is now at 100% brightness. FreeSync does not work, so you don't get variable refresh rate through HDMI. You do need to use a DisplayPort for that. So yeah, you can see over here, a variable refresh rate is not supported, but HDR is supported. Frequencies, you do have 60 hertz. 120 hertz should work fine. It is on automatic, but you do need to go into a game in order to see that. And fortunately, I just don't really have any games installed right now to test out. You can also use this on your phone. So right now I do have the desktop mode on my Honor phone, and it does work, but it is limited to 1080p, so the text don't look quite crisp because this is a QHD panel and it's only running at 1080p. You've also got black bars at the top and bottom, and there's not really much you can do with that. Maybe Samsung phones handle this better, but on an Honor phone I won't really recommend it just because it's not running in native resolution, and then you've also got the black bars, but if you really wanted to, it should work. If you are looking to purchase this monitor, I will have an affiliate link in the description down below. Just clicking on that, even if you end up buying something else, really helps out the channel. My thoughts on this is it's a really well-made monitor. The included folio case as well is really well made, and it really just turns this into a portable monitor that you can just take with you. You can power it using a single Type-C cable, but of course you do want to make sure you've got a modern laptop that supports this functionality. But it means that if you do want to take this on the go as a secondary display for work, for productivity, it's not going to be a problem. It does also support HDMI, and it does come included with the mini HDMI to HDMI cord. So if you do want to use this as a portable monitor for gaming for your PlayStation, again, this is not going to be a problem. I do think that this is a great value portable monitor, and it's so much better value than some of the monitors that I've been seeing on Amazon. This is why I've been checking out so many of the different monitors that you can actually get from Aliexpress, because compared to the monitors that I've been seeing on Amazon, these are offering terrific value, good resolution. Thank you for watching. If you've got any questions, leave a comment,